Good morning, dear children. Today, let us study a poem. The poem name is To a Pair of Saras Crane. This poem is composed by Manmohan Singh. No, he is not our former Prime Minister. Manmohan Singh was an officer in Indian Administrative Service. His poems have been published in many magazines. And this poem, To a Pair of Saras Crane, has been chosen from his book titled Village Poems. Before starting the poem, let me clear what kind of bird this Saras Crane is. Actually, it is a bird, the world's tallest flying bird. It is found in parts of Indian subcontinent, Southeast Asia and Australia. Actually, these birds live in wetlands. Wetlands means, children, in freshwater marshes and plains. So the question may arise, what kind of birds these are, means how they look, how they appear. These birds are said to be always found in a pair. The observers have described it as, they found it as always while flying, or while they found in the fresh water. Always these birds are found in a pair. These birds actually, when we compare to the normal crane, these birds possess pink legs and a bare red skin on head, which extends down up to the neck, children. So I was talking about the pair. As for the observers, how they describe, always these birds are found in a pair. So the title is To a Pair of Saras Crane. Especially, maybe a question comes, why the poet especially has written a poem on this bird. See, these birds are having a unique behavior. Unique behavior means these birds are always found in a pair, one thing. And these birds are said to be very emotional. And every creature is emotional, children. You cannot say it like that. But as for the observers have said, these birds are said to be very emotional and very sentimental. So Manmohan Singh, he tried to compose a poem on this pair of Saras Crane. So let's read and find out, children, what he wants to convey a message through this poem. The male was shot as he necked to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of horizon. The poem starts with the tragic end of a male bird. A pair of Saras Crane was flying in the sky. It was the morning time. You can imagine what kind of atmosphere will be there in the morning time. The birds will be chirping. First of all, the sun will be rising. Pale orange color rays will be visible. Then the cold breeze. At that time, early in the morning, during the time of sunrise, a pair of Saras Crane was flying. Suddenly, a hunter shot the male bird. So the male bird directly it fell down on the ground. Here, the poet tells us about the cold nature of the hunter, of the killer. The hunter does not care the sentiments of the bird. The bird was so happy that it was about to begin its day in the beautiful sky. It was about to enjoy the colors of its life. The male bird too. So what had happened? It was stretching its neck to look out at the rising sun over the edge of horizon. Horizon means where it appears like the earth and the earth's surface and the sky appears to meet. And the sun rays were visible. What the bird was feeling? The bird was feeling like the sun is hesitant to come out. So it wanted to pull out that sun. So in this hope, the bird was stretching its neck to look out the rising sun. So what happened, children? At that time, the hunter came and he shot the bird. So directly the bird fell down on the ground. This was unexpected tragedy which happened with the male bird. Totally it was unexpected by the female bird also. The birds were so happy. They were about to begin the day of the sunrise, the day of this beautiful, in the beautiful sky. It was totally unexpected for them. They were not, it was unbelievable for the female crane how it happened. Let's see, children. She flew crying as he was picked up hands and jaws, and a proud neck was humbled to lie like dirty linen in a coarse washing bag. So when the male bird was shot, it fell down on the ground. The hunters came hurriedly and they picked up the dead body of the male bird. They picked with the hands and jaws. And the hunters did not care the emotions of a female bird. They did not care, they did not show any respect to the male bird. They just picked it like a dirty linen. Dirty linen means that like a dirty and filthy cloth. What we do with the dirty cloth? We throw it. So same like that, these hunters came, they picked up the dead body of the bird and they put it in a dirty, rough washing bag. This all was watched by female bird. She witnessed it. She was totally in shock. It was unexpected tragedy. She was totally in shock and it was unbelievable for her to believe what is happening in front of her. So what happened? She went on circling the sky. She was crying. She was mourning. She wanted to curse the hunters. She wanted to bring back that male bird. But what to do? She was helpless, children. Let's see what happens. She circled the sky in movements of grace. Over his disgraceful end, the killer went away and she returned to that scene with grief that inscribed its intensity in dots and pits like the Morse code of bird sorrow transmitted to the air. So the hunters carried the male bird in a dirty cloth, in a dirty bag. Like a dirty cloth, they carried it in a dirty bag. The hunters went away. Only the female bird was left behind. What she did? She went on circling the sky. She was in intense sorrow. She came back to the dead spot. She was not able to believe it, what is happening in front of her. She just went on watching the spot of that male bird, dead spot of that male bird, and she just went on mourning. Means she went on crying, children. She was crying in high pitch sometimes and she was crying in low pitch. And sometimes she was looking at the sky. Here the poet tells, in dots and pits like Morse code of bird sorrow transmitted to the air. So what she was doing, she was crying in high pitch and low pitch and she was sending the message. Morse code of sorrow means it is a symbolic language to her. This message was sent by her. The message was sent in a flash of light to the sky. So sometimes she was looking at the sky, sometimes she was looking at the spot, that spot of the male bird, and she was crying a lot by sitting at that place. With her beak, she kissed a few feathers, picked the ones that wind had not taken away, and sat to hatch the blood-stained feathers into a toddling chick. Later, when she looked at the ground, she looked at the spot, she noticed a feather. That feather was filled up with the blood stains. So she hurriedly picked that feather and she sat on it. Why she sat, children? She wanted to hatch it. She wanted to bring back the male bird. She was expecting that the male bird would return in a small chick form. So she took that feather and she sat on it to hatch it. See what kind of sorrow she is going through, what kind of intense grief she is going through. We can understand here. A wave of seas she had never seen came to her from far away and carried her to him. So she sat on that feather expecting that the male bird would return. She went on crying, and later she was just continuously looking at the sky. She was sending the messages. Then later what happened, children? A wave of seas which she had never seen before. The poet, what it tells here, the wave of seas means actually this signifies the waves of death. The waves of death came from the sky and they took her. Where they took, you can understand. She too went where the male bird had gone. So finally, at last, she too died, children. She went away beyond Hume's words, beyond the legends and fables of human love. So poet explains here, in an intense sorrow, in an intense grief, the bird, it died at last, and finally it went with the wave of seas, and it went and it met with the male bird. So here the poet tells that the sorrow of the bird, the disappointment of the bird, the love of the bird is beyond the legend stories, beyond the fables, and even beyond the fame, Hume words, he says. Hume words means Hume is a kind of writer. In his articles, many times he has mentioned about these birds only. So here it is, children. The poem ends. Finally, the female bird also died, and we can understand here what kind of sympathy and empathy, compassion we are having. So the poet conveys a message that we human beings does not care the sentiments and emotions of the other creature, and we go on showing our heartless acts towards them. That's what, children. The poem will be sent in your WhatsApp group. I request you to read the poem once. Thank you.